So now we're multiplying a mixed number by a whole number, but this time we're going to work out our answer by changing the mixed number into an improper fraction. So as an improper fraction, 3 4/5 is 19/5. That's because to find the improper fraction, we multiply the whole number by the denominator and add the numerator to get the numerator of the improper fraction, and 3 times 5 is 15 plus 4 is 19, and the denominator stays the same. Now we're multiplying by 4, but we need to remember that we only multiply the numerator by the whole number, and the denominator stays the same. So 19 times 4, you might need to use column method to work it out, but 19 times 4 is 76, and the denominator stays the same. So we have 76 over 5. Now in some test papers, you can just write 76 over 5 as your answer, but if we want to change that back into a mixed number, we need to remember that we can do that by dividing, because a fraction is really a division. So we can work out 76 divided by 5. 7 divided by 5 is 1 remainder 2, and 26 divided by 5 is 5 remainder 1. So we can write 5, the remainder 1 as our numerator, and the denominator stays the same, stays 5. So 3 4/5 times 4 is 76/5, or 15 1/5. Now 2 2/3 times 7. So as an improper fraction, 2 2/3 is 8/3. That's because 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and the denominator stays the same. We're multiplying by 7, but again, when we're multiplying a fraction by a number, we only multiply the numerator, and the denominator stays the same. So 8 times 7 is 56, and we still have 3 as our denominator. So we could write 56/3 as our answer, but if we want to change that back into a mixed number, we can divide 56 by 3. 5 divided by 3 is 1 remainder 2, and 26 divided by 3 is 8 remainder 2. So we can write 8, the remainder 2 as our numerator, and the denominator stays the same, so stays at 3. So 2 2/3 times 7 is 18 2/3. Now 1 1/4 times 40. So 1 1/4 as an improper fraction is 5/4, because 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and the denominator stays the same. We're multiplying by 40, and again we remember that we only multiply the numerator, the denominator stays the same. 5 times 40 is 200, because 5 times 4 is 20, then if there's one end zero in the question, there's an end zero in the answer, and now remember the denominator stays the same, so we have 200 over 4. Now 200 divided by 4 is 50, and we don't need to use short division for this, because 20 divided by 4 we know is 5, and then if there's one end zero in the dividend, there will be one end zero in the answer. So our answer is just 50. So sometimes when you multiply a mixed number by a whole number, you still get a whole number as your answer. Now 25 times 1 1/2. So as an improper fraction, 1 1/2 is 3 over 2, and I always like to write the fraction part first, but it doesn't really matter, we're multiplying by 25, and again we're only multiplying the numerator, the denominator will stay the same. So 3 times 25 is 75, the denominator stays the same, so in some test papers you could just write 75 over 2 as your answer, but if we want our answer back to a mixed number, we can divide the numerator by the denominator. So work out 75 divided by 2. 7 divided by 2 is 3 remainder 1, and 15 divided by 2 is 7 remainder 1, so that's 1 in our numerator, and the denominator stays the same. So our answer is 37 1/2. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that was helpful. If you're a teacher or a parent, then please subscribe or go to keystage2maths.com to download resources for this lesson and many more. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.